Hello, happy Monday or Tuesday, whichever day you're listening on. If you're watching live on millions.co or YouTube, happy Monday. Wait until Spotify, happy Tuesday. But man, it wasn't a happy Monday, happy Sunday for Brian Kelly. He is out as the head coach of the LSU Tigers. We had a great weekend in the NFL, a fantastic weekend in college football yet again, and then the World Series. We are in action right now. Don't have that final score from Game 3 just yet, but hopefully by the end of this, I will have it, and we can go over that. But it is a tight battle right now, 5-5 top 8, Toronto and Dodgers in Game 3. So it'll be a lot of fun there. Before we get started, make sure to follow the podcast on any platform, any streaming service, literally anywhere. Get your podcast at Burgers and Brats, and stay up to date with latest news on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Burgers and Brats. Hopefully you're watching live on millions.co or YouTube. All right. Man, this cascaded so quickly in Baton Rouge. I mean, Brian Kelly, after 4 seasons, 34-14 record, has been let go by LSU. Now, he didn't have the same success as Nick Saban, Ed Ogeron, Les Miles. They all had a SEC title and a national championship in 4 years at LSU. Brian Kelly has neither of those. And there was so much expectation going into this year. I picked LSU to make it to the national championship game. I think I picked LSU or Bama, one of them to win the SEC. I had LSU in the SEC championship game. I had Garrett Nussmeier getting second in the Heisman. There was so much hope for this team, and we saw a huge Week 1 victory over Clemson, what we thought was a huge Week 1 win. And man, this LSU team did nothing offensively. They had one single win scoring over 20 points, and that was against Southeast Louisiana, which is an FCS school. The season did not live up to the hype. They lost 3 games. And now part of that's on the offense. So this is what happened. Brian Kelly got to the facility around 8:30 in the morning on Sunday. He went to evaluate and kind of explore his coaching options, what kind of changes he can make to the team. Said he was going to fire the offense coordinator and wanted to let go of the offensive line coach. Now, this is where it turned. When he was talking to the athletic director, Scott Woodward. And mind you, Scott Woodward is the athletic director that hired Jimbo Fisher at Texas A&M, and they are the reason they are paying Jimbo Fisher $76.8 million to not coach at A&M anymore. So he gave him that big extension, and they got the big buyout. The AD did not want to fire the offensive line coach for some reason. That's just what I've seen. And it turned, Brian Kelly got sent home, and they called a players meeting later that night, and it was basically set. Brian Kelly was going to get fired. And the weird thing, though, is so LSU's in Baton Rouge. That's the capital. The governor, Jeff Landry, was involved in this decision. He called the athletic director, Woodward, last night and said LSU needs to rethink their actions and possibly raise ticket prices for next year to maybe pay for that buyout. That's just absolutely insane that the governor of your state is getting involved in who the head coach should be. I mean, only college football, really. And this is a Brian Kelly that he's a good coach. Yeah, don't get me wrong, he is a good coach. Now he had trouble winning the big one at Notre Dame. He's obviously had trouble winning the big one at LSU and underperforming this single year. But this guy, he had the number 1 class in the transfer portal this past year. His defense has been great. I mean, they're horrible. They really were great the whole first half. LSU had the lead versus Texas A&M 18-14 into halftime. And then it just cascaded into like a 44-18 loss. So Brian Kelly also had the number 7 class last year. And this was after Bryce Underwood decommitted from LSU. Bryce Underwood was committed to LSU. So he got that $8 million from Michigan and decided to go there. But just underwhelming so far this year for LSU and Brian Kelly. And, man, What we thought would be a fantastic year for the Bayou Bengals, it has been everything but. So Brian Kelly out at LSU, and that's the next head coach, that big name head coach has been fired. It was James Franklin, then it was Billy Napier, and now it is Brian Kelly. So we will see who is next week in college football. And let's talk a little college football week 8 recap, or week 9 recap, actually. And let's talk the Texas A&M LSU game first. A&M, I think A&M is the best team in the country right now. I can't believe I'm saying that, but what they've shown me, they're undefeated so far. They had a 49-25 win over LSU. They have looked the part. It was a slow start, but of course it is in Baton Rouge at night. So they picked it up, and this special teams, KC Concepcion, baller. I mean, they had 4 punt returns for 132 yards the other night against LSU. Marcel Reed, 12 of 21, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, and only 1 interception. Garrett Nussmeier, man, nothing to what we thought preseason. 168 yards, 1 touchdown. LSU was 2 for 13 on third down, 278 total yards. A&M averaged 7 yards per play. That's against an LSU defense that we thought was which was really good. Had the stats to back it up. A&M 224 rushing yards. LSU's only 60, and that's just the problem. LSU has done nothing offensively all season, and that's the reason Brian Kelly was let go. So stunner for Kelly and LSU. So much hype going into the season. Elsewhere, Alabama survives South Carolina. Late touchdown, 29-22 victory. Lenore Sellers with a fumble late and deep in their own territory just gave Alabama the ball, and it was barbecue chicken over from there. Running back Bernard, 2 touchdowns in the final 2.5 minutes for Alabama. Alabama also had a defensive touchdown, and Ty Simpson continues his greatness. And I mean, no one's talking about him for for Heisman, but he can definitely get himself there. 253 yards, 2 touchdowns. Lenore Sellers did have a good game for the Gamecocks. 222 passing yards, 67 rushing yards, and 2 tutties. And this was a defensive battle late in the game. And just South Carolina did what they've done the last few years. And just when it came time to get clutch, they did the complete opposite. And this is a South Carolina team that got rolled by Oklahoma last week and did absolutely nothing, only scored 7 points. And one of those touchdowns was on a 4th down play. So South Carolina did look good, but Shane Beamer season might be coming to an end. He might be heading to the Hokies. Bama's still a legit team, in my opinion. It's tough to win in the SEC, the best conference, week in and week out. So I'll let this one slide a little bit, but it is a tough conference. But they gotta right the ship next week. Ole Miss gets a victory as a 5.5 point underdog versus Oklahoma. They win 34-26. Trinidad Shambliss. I mean, there's a lot of storylines in college football every single year, and this is one of the biggest this season. I mean, a D2 Ferris State wasn't even the starter for Ole Miss this season. He went 24-44, 315 yards, and 53 rushing yards, and they do not win this game without him. I don't know how many times he climbed the pocket and escaped and ran for a long 3rd down run, or even just hit his open receiver on 3rd down. They did. I mean, OU had Ole Miss backed up every single 1st and 2nd down, and then when it came time to 3rd down, just beat them through the air or with his legs. And their running back Lacey, who is a dog, 78 rushing yards. And the biggest thing with this is, I mean, it's the Brent Venables era. He gets the team gets hyped, the stadium gets hyped, you get all the momentum. Oklahoma gets all the momentum in a game, and they just give it away so quick. I mean, Oklahoma goes up in this game 26-25. They were losing by double digits at halftime, and they find a way in the 3rd quarter to go up and win or go up and get the lead. Everything was on their side. They force a 3-and-out immediately, and then it does what it has done in Norman under Brent. Um, just can't close it out. And the more I've thought about it, the more it's mainly on the OC, but mainly on John Mateer. You go back and you get to watch this game, and it is John Mateer missing passes. It's not the thumb anymore. And he said the last 2 weeks his eyes just haven't been right in those two losses. And I mean, dude, you've been in this system for Ben Arbuckle for 3 years now. Your eyes should be right. You guys should have the chemistry to know what's going to be open. These are the same plays. And want to blame, you can put a lot of blame on Ben Arbuckle because of what he did offensively in the run game. 16 total rushing yards in the first half. And in the third quarter, they let Xavier Robinson go. 9 attempts, 2 touchdowns, 109 yards. And he didn't even get the ball in the fourth quarter. Didn't get the ball in the first half. So it's just ridiculous that they just go away from this running game, which worked so well versus South Carolina the week before. And now there were 2 true freshmen on the offensive line. And the play calling deep in the end zone that gave up a safety was questionable. There are a ton of questionable plays in this game from Ben, and we've seen it this season. Oklahoma still has not scored 27 plus points on an SEC opponent since they've been in the SEC, and Ben Arbuckle hasn't put up, I think, 24 points on a Power 4 team since he's been here. But the play calling on fourth down, the play calling when it's 2nd and 5, you got 2 downs to get 5 yards to go in and score and tie it late to maybe force overtime. Just John Mateer just sailing his receiver. The quarterback run game wasn't working. He still went with it a few times. I just don't know. So many chances, the penalties, the turnovers, the punt return fumble, and it's been an undisciplined team, and that's just the story under Brent the last few years. And I don't know how much longer this can go on. I mean, if you split Tennessee and Bama and you win LSU and Missouri, you obviously keep your job, and it's a successful season with only 3 losses. You go 8-4. Maybe there's some talk, but he probably keeps his job. But you have to win 2 of the next 4 games, and 2 of them are easily winnable versus Missouri and LSU at home. So we'll see. Long season goes still, but man, he's got some tough ones to do. Ole Miss, on the other hand, they look really good. Lane Kiffin is still a child. I expect him to be gone to Florida or LSU sometime soon. It will be a little harder now that they're winning games, so he would have to leave his team during the playoff or just be stuck at Ole Miss. But Ole Miss is the real deal. Almost gave it away. They're 9-21 on third down, 2 for 3 on fourth down. That was a big story. I mean, Lane did have some questionable play calls, but they got it done when it was clutch time. They were also 5 of 5 in the red zone. Oklahoma, only 14 first downs and 4 of 14 on third down. So Ole Miss gets the win there. BYU, a team that I've been hype on all season. Unfortunately, I didn't pick them to beat Utah last week. I should have. My gut was saying it, but I went against them as they were the underdog. I didn't go against them this week, even though they were the underdog again against Iowa State, the team I picked to win the Big 12 earlier in the season. But BYU, 8-0 in back-to-back years, and this is with a true freshman quarterback, Bachmeier. Incredible stuff we've seen from there. He had 307 yards, 2 touchdowns, 49 rushing yards, and 1 rushing touchdown. So 3 total TDs. This guy could end up at a big college campus next season. Don't know where, but man, this guy's earned his way onto an SEC, a Big Ten school for next season. They won 41-27. It was tight in the fourth quarter. BYU kind of pulled away, and with I believe it was an interception or fumble return touchdown. But Iowa State, 3rd conference loss, and they're done in the Big 12. Is this Matt Campbell's time to finally leave and get that big time head coaching job. We thought he was going to go to like Wisconsin, and I mean he could go to Penn State, or now Florida and LSU both want Matt Campbell as their head coach. Message boards want Matt Campbell, so it's going to be interesting to see. I think Matt Campbell is more than likely going to be gone from Iowa State. It's a comfortable job. There's not that much pressure. He can he can lose 3-4 games and be fine, but I think it's his time to finally go prove that he can win some big games at a big team. So I think Matt Campbell be best if he went and took one of these jobs. So I think he deserves it and he has earned it. BYU, they have Texas Tech and Cincinnati left. If they split one of those, they should be in the Big 12 conference, and they should automatically be in the playoff still. If they win both, they're automatically in the playoff, in my opinion. They are that good of a team. Indiana, they roll UCLA 56-6. Mendoza 168 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception. Nico and UCLA back down to their losing ways, and Indiana continues their high school schedule. They play absolutely nobody to end the season. I mean, no Ohio State, no Michigan, nothing. So, going to be an undefeated season more than likely for them. Vanderbilt, they get a 17-10 win over Missouri, but Missouri also loses their quarterback Perbula. He had an air cast on his ankle, so he's more than likely done for the season. And this game came down to a Hail Mary. Missouri is 1 yard short of completing a Hail Mary to end up tying this game and going into overtime. Diego Pavia, only 129 yards, 10 of 19, 0 touchdowns through the air, 1 rushing, and then 1 interception. So this guy, I mean, he's fun to watch, but he is not in the Heisman conversation, in my opinion. His ego is really high. It is up there. I mean, that thing, it is in a hot air. It is a hot air balloon. It was a very defensive battle in this one, of course. Said with the score, Vanderbilt scored late. Missouri 36 minutes a time of possession. Vanderbilt only 23. Missouri 4-5 on third down. You should be winning games converting that many. And then total yards, Missouri outgained Vanderbilt 376 to 265. So everything leaned to Missouri winning this game, and they probably would have if Rabula would have stayed healthy, but he went out, I believe, in the third quarter. So tough loss for Missouri, especially we still got 4 weeks left, and they were a ranked team, and that was only their second loss, so still had a chance. Oregon, they do just enough in the downpouring rain, 21-7, winning over Wisconsin. Oregon, I think it has a few worries. I know it was a downpour and it was on the road all the way out in Wisconsin, but still, this Wisconsin team is not good. And Oregon just has not looked that good recently. Their running back, Davison, 102 yards, 2 touchdowns. Dante Moore, 86 yards. He left in the third quarter, though, with an injury. So we'll see what happens with Dante Moore. Haven't heard anything else, but that would be a huge loss for the rest of the season. I am sure he'll be back, but missing a few games for Oregon. Texas Tech, they lose their quarterback in the middle of the game. Hammond had a knee injury. Don't know the significance of that just yet, but that would also be huge. They did get a 42-0 victory over Oklahoma State, but that's basically just playing a high school, not even a high school team, that's basically playing a middle school team right now. But Texas Tech took the opening kickoff return back. They blocked a punt, and they had a fumble return for a touchdown. So special teams, defense, and offense for Tech yesterday. Tennessee rolls 56-34 over Kentucky. Defense horrendous in Knoxville. Joey Aguilar, though, fantastic. 396 yards, 3 touchdowns. Mike Soup's job could be in jeopardy for Kentucky. I mean, they're not used to winning out there, but still, it's a comfortable job. But, man, could have some problems out there. He was supposed to go to Texas A&M this past year, or last year, and they told him no, or the fans basically backfired on him. So we'll see what happens there. Cincinnati, they continue their Big 12 dominance with quarterback Sorsby getting a 41-20 win versus Baylor. Cincinnati only one loss on the season, and that was a Nebraska loss. So no conference losses for Cincinnati. And I mentioned they have BYU coming up later, but first they have Utah on the road, where game day will be in Salt Lake City for that Big 12 matchup. That is going to be a fun one, fun ranked one to watch. And Cincinnati wins. I mean, they're on a collision course versus BYU, not just in the regular season, but in the Big 12 title game. And then Texas, they continue to get overtime wins versus the worst teams in the SEC. Last week, Mississippi State. Last week, Kentucky. This week over Mississippi State, 45-38. Arch Manning, 29 of 46, 346 yards, 3 touchdowns. He did get a concussion in this game, so he is in this concussion protocol. Could miss next game versus Vanderbilt. So they do have them at home, but Arch Manning playing time in jeopardy. All right, my top 10 for the week goes as this. Number 10, Vanderbilt. Number 9, BYU. Number 8, Miami. Number 7, Oregon. Number 6, Ole Miss. Number 5, Georgia. Number 4, Indiana. Number 3, Alabama. Number 2, Ohio State. And number 1, Texas A&M. So that's my top 10 for college football as we head into week 10. All right, let's go into On This Day in History, sponsored by Hefner Eye Care. Hefner Eye Care located in Oklahoma City, or check them out on the web at hefnereyecare.com. 1955, Rebel Without a Cause, starring James Dean and Natalie Wood, is released. 1886, the Statue of Liberty is dedicated in New York City. And then 2019, Tiger Woods ties Sam Snead for a record 82 PGA victories. And then happy birthday, Teddy Roosevelt, Julia Roberts, and Bill Gates. That's On This Day in History, sponsored by Hefner Eye Care. All right, let's go into the NFL. Not a great weekend of NFL action. Like I said, I think there was maybe 3 games worthy of even picking last week and watching. But and really nothing too close. Honestly, nothing too great. The Jets, though, they finally get a victory. They get their first win of the season, 39-38 versus Cincinnati. This was the best game of the day, if we're being honest. Fields, 21-32, 244 yards, 1 touchdown. Breece Hall, in the fourth quarter, had 3 total touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 passing. The Jets were down 31-16 after 3 quarters, of 502 total yards, 254 rushing yards. I mean, this Jets team turned on the Jets, like what I did there, into the fourth quarter. Jamar Chase still had a great game, 12 receptions, 91 yards. Joe Flacco, 223 yards, 3 touchdowns. Cincinnati, 5 of 6 have now been losses. And this was a week after the Jets owner, Woody Johnson, came out and said that the quarterback play has been terrible, basically. And, I mean, maybe they should move on from Justin Fields. Got to feel bad for Fields. I am a Fields fan. I think he is a good quarterback. Now, of course, he does have some really bad games, but I think he still has a lot of potential in him. And, I mean, he shows it. I mean, in this game where, I mean, he did good. And I don't think it's fair to come out and go against him when the Jets organization has just been so pitiful just in every single thing they do the last, how many years, 50 years. So look at the owner. Look in the mirror yourself. And then probably the next best game, at least offensively, most fun, was the Broncos finally playing a full 4 quarters against the Dallas Cowboys. This was defense versus absolutely no defense ever to be found. Dallas Cowboys ranked dead last in total defense, and man, they showed it this week. Defense was great for Denver, 44-17 and 280 yards until 7 minutes left when Dak Prescott went out, and then Dallas scored on a bomb from Joe Milton after that, but only 280 total yards allowed with Dak Prescott in there. Dak he had 5.6 yards per attempt. He had 5 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and only a 39 QBR. And then since then, week 4 through 8, Denver is 5-0, 6.7 yards per attempt, 10-2 on his touchdown interception ratio, and a 69 total QBR. So he's been playing lights out. Running back RJ Harvey for Denver, the first rookie in Broncos history with 3 touchdowns in a game. And this Denver offense, 4 of 5 in the red zone, 5 of 7 third down efficiency, and 8 yards per play. So Bo Nix letting it loose early. Don't have to wait till the fourth quarter in this one. This was Dallas's 5th game allowing 40 points this season. And Denver, like I said, they went with the running game, and that's what they should have been doing, at least for that Giants game as well. Pound the rock because you got something there, especially with J.K. Dobbins and now R.J. Harvey. So glad Sean Payton finally listened to me. Thank you, Sean. And they did it, and it looked good. So Denver, they're a team to be reckoned with. Dallas, you can pretty much say the season's over. I mean, got CeeDee Lamb back, but they didn't really target him that much. Dak Prescott did not look good. 2 turnovers, of course, and I don't know, Jerry Jones, and nothing good is when Jerry Jones is in charge, and it's just time for Jerry to be gone. I think they made a bad head coaching change, and I think JJ should have been gone, yes, but I mean, you could have found somebody a little bit better to replace him. I like Dak as a quarterback. I think Dak is an underrated quarterback. He had 16 touchdowns and 2 interceptions coming into this game, 1,800 yards. So he had the stats. Just the team was not good, and they're not good defensively. Like I said, 32nd overall. So Dallas, your season is probably over. Rodgers denied beating all 32 teams. He did not get his victory for the first time facing his former team, the Green Bay Packers, on Sunday Night Football. They lose 35-25. Jordan Love, 29 of 37, 360 yards, and 3 touchdowns. And this is that Packers team where nobody's giving them any praise, any love until last night, where people are like, oh, okay, this team's actually good. I mean, they're 5-1-1. They had that overtime tie against Dallas, but I mean, this is a team that is solid and has potential to go a long way. Rodgers, 24-36, 219 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pittsburgh, though, 1 of 10 on 3rd down. And Green Bay fumbled twice, came up with it both times. That could have been huge if they just get one or both of those. Pittsburgh had 5.2 yards per rush, but man, they just outworked in total yards. Green Bay, 454 total yards. Pittsburgh, only 295. So, got outworked there. Still think Pittsburgh has a lot in front of them. They can still make a run, especially with Rodgers and his experience. But, let this one kind of get away from you, especially at home. Maybe the emotions got too much for Rodgers. Colts, they continue to run and roll over everybody. This is Jonathan Taylor. He had 3 touchdowns. That's his 3rd or 4th. I think it's 4th. Yeah, his 4th 3-touchdown game or something like that. I mean, it's third 3 rushing touchdown game. Colts are an NFL best 7-1. Jonathan Taylor broke like the first play. He had 12 rushes, 153 yards. He's got 12 total touchdowns. Cam Ward did look good for Tennessee, 22 of 38, 259 yards, so not bad. They were in this game until halftime, and then Colts just ran over them. So still a lot to look forward to for the Titans, but still. Colts continued their hot streak. Indiana Jones keeps the whip rolling. Eagles 6-2 with a 38-20 win, a revenge game over the Giants. Remember, the Giants beat the Eagles a few weeks ago with Jackson Dart on Thursday Night Football. Sad to see Cam Scatterboo basically break his ankle. He's going to be done for the season. That is a big loss for them, actually, for the Giants, and another big loss for that team. Malik Nabers went out earlier in the season, so not good to be a Giants fan. Saquon Barkley, though, finally had his best game of the year. He finally broke through. He had 150 yards, and he had a 65-yard run on the first play. Did injure his groin in the third quarter, and don't know the status sheet yet, but hopefully nothing too big. Jalen Hurts, 4 touchdowns, 15 of 20, 179 yards. Jackson Dart, decent game, 14 of 24, 193 yards, 1 touchdown. Devontae Smith, 6 receptions, 84 yards. No Jalen, uh, no Brown in this game. And then the total yards, man, Philadelphia outworked the Giants 427 to 246. So, Eagles back to rolling. They look good once again. Bills back on track as well after 2 losses and a bye week. They're 40-9 victory over a 4-win Panthers team. A Panthers team that is not bad. I mean, 4 wins is, best they've done in years with Bryce Young. So they a little bit of a hot streak, but kind of came back down to earth against a really good Bills team. They finally found what they've been missing the last few weeks. Kansas City, they also get a big win on Monday Night Football, 28-7 win over the Commanders. Now, there is no Jaden Daniels, so win doesn't mean that much, but still win for KC to continue getting on the right path and making the playoffs. Thursday Night Football, Chargers back to their beginning of the season vibes, 37-10 win over Minnesota. Herbert, 3 touchdowns, 227 yards. Minnesota, they've lost back-to-back games for the first time this season, but both losses in a 5-day period. I mean, you're going to be hurt. You're not going to be healthy playing 2 games in 5 days. Minnesota, 3 of 11 on third down and only 21 minutes on time of possession. There's just no shot. And with Carson Wentz, who is now out for the season with an injury, he went 15 of 27, 144 yards, but got sacked 5 times. So they need JJ McCarthy back. Don't know when that will be. Baker and the Bucks back to rolling, but no Mike Evans still. He's out for the year. 23-3 win over the Saints. And defensive touchdown. Baker looked good, looked steady. 15-24, 152 yards, and they got to rely on the defense. They forced 4 turnovers. Should have been 5, as a phantom whistle apparently was called, as Tampa Bay recovered a fumble and ran it back for a touchdown to go up 14-0, but it got called back for some unforeseen reason where the ref said we blew a whistle on accident, and you go back and listen to the field audio. There was no whistle blown, so don't know what's happening there. NFL needs to investigate. They got to do something about this officiating. Tampa Bay, though, need to get healthy offensively. Just injuries all year for them, and it has been a tough road the last few weeks, but they're still rolling, and luckily they play in the NFC South. Saints, they need a new quarterback and a new everything. It is just not right, especially even though Kellen Moore is the head coach, does have good offensive play calling experience, but man, they just do not have the playmakers there. Patriots continue their hot streak, 6-2, 32-13 victory over Cleveland. Insanely weak schedule besides the Bills, though, for Patriots. So they got the wins. They've got it done, but it has been a very easy path to come by. Drake May, though, has looked good. 3 second-half touchdowns, 282 yards. And a story, Myles Garrett, 5 sacks for this game, but he looks so dejected on the sideline. And, Garrett, you chose this. You could have gone anywhere and everywhere, and you just decided to stay there. So, you asked for it to lose these games. You get the stats, but, man, you could have been on a winning team. And the bigger news, Dylan Gabriel, 21-35, 156 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Head coach Kevin Stefanski said that Gabriel is the starter for now, We'll see how much longer that lasts. I still think Gabriel has potential. He can't just yank out. I mean, he's getting the stats in there. He's keeping them close. I don't think it's Shedeur Sanders' time just yet. We'll see maybe a few weeks later, but I still got to continue with Gabriel for now, in my opinion. Houston defeats San Francisco 26-15. San Francisco now 5-3 on the season. Stroud had a season high 318 yards, 2 touchdowns. The San Francisco San Francisco 49ers just need Brock Purdy back as their quarterback to put up their points, get Kyle Shanahan back in his system because their offense stinks. And it wasn't good last week in a victory, but George Kittle did look good as he comes back from an injury. So that's kind of your Week 8 recap in the NFL. Let's go to the World Series. Now, sorry, this game is not over. We are heading to extras in Game 3. It is 10:50 at night, and we are at extras. So bear with me. We'll recap Game 1, Game 2, and a little bit of Game 3. Maybe we'll get the ending by then, but they're top 10 right now at 10:50 p.m. All right, Game 1. The Toronto Bats came alive in this game, especially in the 5th inning. They get 11-4 victory. 3 total home runs by the Blue Jays, and it was the first ever World Series Grand Slam for Toronto, and the first World Series game for the Blue Jays since 1993. I could not imagine waiting that long to go back to the World Series. That is a long, long time. Dodgers, after a week off, they went up 2-0 early in this one against the Blue Jays rookie Yesavage. He was the second youngest ever to actually start a World Series opener. Did his part, did give up that early lead, but still kept them close because Toronto knew they're going to light it up. They knew they were going to get a grand slam and win 11-4. They knew that. Blake Snell, who hadn't pitched since October 13th, came in, was the game 1 starter for the Dodgers. Toronto had 14 hits and a trio of sons of former major leaguers to start for one team in the World Series game. That was the first time a trio ever had done that, father and sons. For Game 1 winner for the World Series has won 23 of the last 27 titles, including 6 of the last 7 World Series titles. That's right, 6 or 7 for young ones out there. So we'll see if that trend continues. And man, Game 2, the story of pitching, and his name is Yamamoto. This is a guy who came over from Japan, earned a $350 million contract with the Dodgers. The Yankees offered him $300 million, but said no more than that. And I mean, I thought that was the right thing to do. You can't offer this guy who hadn't pitched in the majors that much money yet. You can't pay him more than Garrett Cole. It's not what the Yankees wanted to do. I mean, maybe I guess he was worth that much money because this is his second complete game this postseason for the Dodgers. That's right, second game. And the Dodgers won 5-1 in this one. And his first earlier complete game, I believe, was Game 2 or Game 1 of the NLCS against the Brewers. He only allowed 4 hits in Game 2 of the World Series. He allowed 3 hits versus Milwaukee that last series. So, man, this guy, I mean, phenomenal. Of course, he went to the Dodgers. Will Smith had 3 RBIs for them. Toronto pitcher Gosman, he had retired 17 in a row in this game. And this was the first ever postseason game where both pitchers set 17 or more consecutive batters. I mean, that is very impressive. In America's pastime, the sport has gone back over, 120 years. So, very impressive stuff to see. And then Yamamoto, 7-1 in his last 8 starts, both games. Just opposites for each team. I mean, Dodgers got the bats alive, not as well as Game 1 for Toronto, but still the bats came alive for them. And that's, all they needed was 2 runs, and you don't need to do much offensively when Yamamoto is pitching for you. So, a game went back to LA for Game 3. And Max Scherzer got the start for Toronto, became the first pitcher to take the mound for 4 different teams in a World Series. He's also chasing his third World Series ring. So he went 4.1, 4 and 1/3 inning, 5 hits, and gave up 3 runs in this one. Not great, but got to use him for a game, and it's 5-5, mid-10th right now. They were up 5-4 in this one. Dodgers scored 1 run in the second and the third. Toronto's scored a Alejandro Kirk scored a 3-run shot in the fourth. Got it tied to, or then it got tied to 4-4 in the fifth when the Dodgers scored 2 runs, and then in the seventh, man, Vlad Guerrero scores from first base, and then bottom 7. I mean, Shohei Ohtani, I guess, does what he does now and hit a home run. He went 4-4. He's at least 4-4 when I'm reading this to you. 4 extra base hits, that tying home run in the seventh. Dodgers had 2 on in the bottom 7th, but failed to score after that. For the Dodgers, Tyler Glasnow got the start in this one. 4 2/3 inning pitch, 5 hits, 4 runs given up in this one. And this was a Glasnow was 4-3 with a 3.19 ERA in his 18 regular season starts. Toronto did get Bo Bichette back, expected to be back. He was back in the starting lineup in this one. And the big thing is, though, George Springer in the 7th inning tweaks his side, and Ty France comes in to pinch hit for him in the 7th. So we'll see what happens there with that. If they lose him for the rest of the series, that is huge because he has been doing really good. He's really good at knowing signs, guys. He is George Springer, very good at knowing what pitch is coming. I mean, just look back at the Astros. So do not have a final score just yet. Bottom 10. I'll keep you updated as we go into the final segment, sharing my burger and brat. But Ohtani will be pitching in Game 5. Maybe if I read some more stats from this game, we could get one. Toronto 41 at bats compared to 34 for the Dodgers. Both have 5 RBIs. Toronto 17 total bases. Dodgers 21 total bases in this one. Both 8 to 7 strikeouts in favor of the Blue Jays. And then big story: Toronto 12 runners left on base. Dodgers only 6. So that can't leave them stranded. Game 4 Tuesday night in LA. Same time, all at 8 p.m. Eastern, and then Game 5 going to be on Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern as well on Fox. See if we can get some starting pitchers. For Tuesday, Game 4, like I said, it will be Shohei and Shane Bieber for Toronto. Shane 1-0 postseason. Ohtani 2-0. 4.38 ERA for Shane Bieber and 12 innings pitched with 15 strikeouts. Shohei 2.25 ERA, 12 innings pitched, 19 strikeouts in the postseason. And then on Wednesday, let's go to the starting pitching real quick. Trey Savage, whatever, 2-1 this postseason, 4.26 ERA, 19 inning pitch, and 27 strikeouts going against Blake Snell in this one. 3-1 this postseason, 2.42 ERA, 26 innings pitched, and 32 strikeouts. So pretty good. Going to be fun pitching battles as we advance in this series. So, all right, let's go to final segment, who I'm sharing my burger and brat with. Share my burger and brat with, well, something you don't want to do, but sharing it with cutting couch time. That's right. The University of Turku in Finland found that cutting couch time by 30 minutes every day would give you an average boost by improving your metabolism. So this can improve your body's ability to utilize fats and carbohydrates for energy production. So limit being a couch potato time if you want a healthier life. Just overall healthy, and less heart disease filled life as well. So don't want heart disease and just want to be overall healthy. You'll feel better, have more energy in the mornings, at night, whatever. You need to stop being a couch potato. I mean, just limit it under 30 minutes and you are good. All right, one out, bottom 10. Looks like we might be going to the 11th inning. If this ends in like 30 seconds after I finish this, I'm going to be so mad. But going to be fun. It'll be 2-1 either way as we go on to Tuesday and Wednesday. I still picked the Dodgers in 7, and it's still going to be that close, it looks like. What a fun one we've got. All right, everyone. Thank you all for listening. Make sure to follow the podcast on any platform, any streaming service, literally anywhere. YouTube podcast at Burgers and Brats. Hopefully, you're watching live on millions.co or YouTube at Burgers and Brats. And you can watch on Spotify now or just take a listen. So, thank you all for listening. Take care. Stay safe.